Welcome on in, everybody. My name is Jared Haas, and welcome back into another edition of NASCAR Mailbox. This week, we're going to take a look back at the action at Richmond Raceway and answer your questions. And kicking it off is from our own Kevin Nix.
Hi, Jared. This is Kevin Nix from FrontStretch.com. We saw something this past weekend that I don't think any fan has ever seen before in NASCAR when Joey Gase hurled his entire bumper cover, his rear bumper cover, at Dawson Cram's windshield after their crash in the Xfinity race at Richmond. My question is, what are your thoughts about Gase's bumper throw and the penalty that he received from NASCAR?
Now, the NASCAR Xfinity race was pretty interesting to say the least, with Joey Gase throwing his bumper. Joey Gase, pretty calm natured with him. He's not the one that's going to be riled up about everything. He is an owner driver, and probably a little bit tough times for Gase. The partnership with Emerling Gase is no longer there. So he's more or less down to one car, sometimes two. And as Gase has mentioned in social media posts, he doesn't have a ton of cars to left over. He can't just keep wrecking a whole bunch of cars. It's not like a Joe Gibbs Racing or a Stuart Haas Racing that has multiple cars just laying around. And Gase took out his frustration to Dawson Cram, and it made a viral moment. You had Gase's video getting popped up everywhere on Bleacher Report, John Boy Media, even Drama Alert, I think, even had the video of Joey Gase throwing a bumper at Dawson Cram. And in the end, Gase was only fined for $5,000. Interesting to note that Josh Williams, a little bit different situation, parked his car over a year ago on the front stretch at Atlanta Motor Speedway, driving for DGM Racing. Now, Williams is with Cog Racing, arguably with some better equipment, because he made himself well known with that situation. Now, Gase, a little bit interesting tidbit, that's only $5,000. And he's selling t-shirts with the design of him throwing the bumper. It's the cost of being viral in these days. Because if you're going to make yourself stand out, especially with these mid-tier and back-tier teams that are struggling to get by, that's probably $5,000 worth spent for Gase. With the attention that he's got, he can sell the sponsorships even more with the opportunity with that. Now, I don't see Gase throwing another bumper after that, but it makes him well known on the map, and it shows the system of, all of a sudden, how more ridiculous can you get? You have Williams park it, Gase throws a bumper. Now, we had one driver in a lower series drive backwards on the track. I don't know where that line is. That's obviously past the line, and the bumper, yeah, maybe a little bit far for some, but understand the frustration that Gase owns that vehicle and is not someone that's can just dispose of it. It makes you realize what the strategy is for these lower and mid teams to stand out by their competitors and to get the sponsorship money. It's a really tough line to toe. And guess what? With the virality, you've seen people, they'll dig deep into this with the antics that go on. There's countless other YouTubers and crazy people. I think Jack Doherty would be a great example that just dive into the viral moments. So a precautionary tale to say the least for those mid and lower teams. But NASCAR used this content. If you looked at the Xfinity Series race thumbnail for the full race coverage, it isn't Chandler Smith winning. It's Joey Gase in the bumper ordeal. So NASCAR does benefit for this for some, for the virality of this type of situation. They make posts of it all the time, whether it's a helmet throw, Hans throw, bumper throw. It shows the sport and the emotion of it. And that should be curtailed, though. So it's a fine line to act. And like I said, hopefully Gase can rebound from that type of situation and probably turn something good from it. And now this next question comes from Noah Mikhail 2148. They ask, actually, where in the restart zone can the leader take off? Now, the leader in the race, which was Denny Hamlin, can take off in the restart within that box that is painted on the racetrack off of turn 4, noted by the Geico signage there. So he can restart as soon as he gets in the box or as soon as he's about to leave the box. But if Hamlin still just laid back, was going pace speed, and he exits the box, Truex can take off and everyone else can take off and pass him. It's the gamesmanship that they play to get that little bit of edge. And I understand that that's kind of what Hamlin did. Went the tiniest bit early, but I think honestly the box has become a little grayed out because lines are marked on the track where they are and are not supposed to start the race. Simply put, I think there should just be a line. Yes or no. Here's the line. You can go on the restart once you pass this line. I think that might solve a little bit of the officiating issues with NASCAR, because if they're jumping before the line, guess what? But also, too, didn't help that the second row with Logano and Larson were really close, especially Logano almost hit Denny Hamlin's bumper. So it's really not a good situation. Hamlin played it perfectly with the skills that he has in his back pocket. That's what it sometimes takes, just those little bit minute things. And Hamlin was able to play it perfectly, but I think in future reference, a line should do a lot better justice than the box, which has been blurred lines between what is the restart zone and what isn't. Thank you very much for watching. As always, like and subscribe. Our content really helps us out. And until then, as always, make sure to have a great race weekend.
This is Parker Chase. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out some of our other videos over here on the right. And be sure to visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.